Okay, fellas, listen up. Now look, Hajduk are falling in a heap here, and if you win today, that could put us 17 points clear with 13 games to play. Now, I'm no genius. I know, it's shocking, mate, it really is, but I don't think even you guys could blow that lead. No, mate, that's not a challenge. Guys, that is not a challenge.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. It is Season 3, Episode 6, and today it is Hajduk Split, top of the table clash. They have fallen in a heap. And I'll show you that in just a second. And then we're going to play Lokomotiva, who are up there in the European battle, but certainly not in a title race right now. They're a little bit further back than Hajduk Split are. So the only news since last episode, and the transfer window is now opened. It closes today in-game, so I don't think we'll be seeing anything else before we end this particular game day, but you never know. We have got Miroslav Kutuk in from Dinamo Zagreb on loan. Now, we've signed him as an important player. He's not, I've lied to them. He is very much a backup, and I don't even know that he's that good, but we only really have sort of the three proper strikers, and if we're playing with two up front, I just wanted somebody else in case. And if this guy had to play against sort of the lesser teams in the league, he'd probably do okay. He's got decent pace, decent off the ball movement, finishing's okay, heading's okay. There's many holes in his game, and I wouldn't sign him, to be honest, permanently, but on a loan deal, not paying any wages, which is what I want. I didn't want to pay any wages. We could have got better players and paid wages. I didn't want to do that, and so this is who we've got. So we'll have him for a little bit, and if he gets called back, he gets called back as far as I'm concerned. So that is that. Now, there is one game to catch you up on since last episode, and that was against Aussie. So let's go see how we did against them. We fell behind just after half-time, but Roberts crossed for Phillip to head us level, and Tolik put us ahead. So this really wasn't much of a game at all in the first half, but when we fell behind, we got a lot better for whatever reason that was, so it's good that we got the response. You can see from the XG tracker, we scored obviously a penalty, but two pretty good chances. We did create more, but we weren't necessarily putting shots on target, and Gorgi had a nightmare. We took him off and brought Pranjic on, and that kind of coincided with things picking up a little bit, to be honest. Now, Gorgi, I believe, got booked in this one and is suspended as well, but the major news coming, I guess, out of this game, other than the result, is the boo that we gave to one of our young academy kids off the bench here. Brigic played a 7.1, replacing Stankovic. Absolutely magnificent stuff from him, and we've got him listed for loan, but we've got rid of that fickle personality. He is now fairly ambitious, and I think we might start to see a little bit more of him, particularly off the bench, because he's doing well. He's doing well when he plays, and that's all you can really ask, isn't it? So a quick look at what this does for the league table. And there it is there. We are 14 points clear. So if we win today against Hajduk Split, now we are away from home, granted, but that would be a 17-point gap. Surely there's no way anybody is throwing that away. But Hajduk Split, they have lost, look at those last couple of games there. They only just snuck past Vukovar, then they've lost at home to Dinamo Zagreb, who are on absolute fire under their new manager, and arguably are probably their biggest threats, and they're even further back than Hajduk Split. But then they lost at home to Gorica as well. So we can see Dinamo Zagreb, perhaps unfortunately, they're going to get back into Europe, aren't they? Into the European spots. But of course, we do still have the, I guess, the bonus for us of the Croatian Cup as well, which we can rely on for a European spot. So yeah, that is all of that. Let's get to business though. It is Hajduk Split away from home, top of the table clash. And we are expecting a 4-4-2 out of them with the old inverted wingbacks coming forward. This is the team we're sending out. So it is Todorovic in goal. It's Bekenic, Rakic, and Zabic as the back 4-3 even. Pranjic and Roberts will provide the witch. Daska, who we had a bid for, almost $500,000 actually, from Dijon, who took Al-Jakul off our hands, but we weren't letting him go. And then we've got Nunez and Tolik in front of them. Fillet and Pranjic will be the strikers. As I say, we've got a suspended Gorgi for this one, so that is a little bit of a kick. And as you can see here as well, the new guy is, I'm assuming he must have played for Dinamo the day before he left or something, because yeah, he is not in any condition to play. So there we go. That's what we've got. Let's see if it's good enough to beat Hajduk. So there we go with the team sheet. Maitland-Niles is there. Kalanic's in goal, who we did end up figuring out on the Discord was at Aston Villa, their goalkeeper for a very brief period of time. Nikola Strulic, I wonder if that's any relation to David, who was an Australian striker of obviously Croatian heritage. But I haven't come across the name Strulic beforehand. If anybody knows, particularly if we're any Australians that are watching, any relation to David? Question for the class there. Alright, so we're on a good run lately. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. We're away from home against what is still a bigger and better club than us. It's just been one of those seasons, hasn't it? This season's actually reminded me a lot, if we go all the way back to the very first Impossible Dream, we were at Bala Town. And our first season with them, TNS, who are, of course, the giants of Welsh football, the only professional team, they had an absolute stinker, and we managed to win the league the first season. And I think TNS they only just finished second. They maybe even finished third that season. I remember it was very close. They were really, really bad, and that really just kickstarted the whole series because we were instantly into Champions League, obviously early round qualifying. But the parachute effect means that you kind of get into the money nice and early. And I feel a little bit like this is what we've got with this season, as we've got a corner coming in from Nunez, headed away and cleared away. We come forward again with Dashka. Rovers with a chance to whip across, and he does have a good cross on him. Oh, it's a very good cross. And Pranjic, we haven't seen much of him this season, but he's popped up there with Gorgi suspended. Pranjic comes in, and he puts it away. Absolutely brilliant. And we have a 5th-minute lead against Hajduk Split away from home. And like I say, 17-point lead. Surely we're not blowing that. If you did miss it last episode, it was early calls for Viewers Player of the Year nominations. Whoever you think has been our best player or your favourite player this season, make sure you get nominating, as Tolic just hasn't been picked up there at all. It's back in front of goal, and Pranjic denied a second goal in almost as many minutes there. You can nominate as many players as you like, and then we'll get a list together to vote, where you can obviously only vote once. But yeah, I mean, if this league title is going to be more or less resolved, there's not too much need to come back and draw the season out necessarily. Prajic with a good ball in towards Pranjic. Fillet's there. Oh, Fillet with a really good header. Somehow he's got that on target. And if that was at Aston Villa, I dare say that would have ended in the back of the net, because that is roughly how good Kalinic was. Here we go. Down our own end, but with possession. Dashka back to Bekanic. Bekanic did get a bid come in from Slaven Belupo, who yes, that's the team that was relegated when we came up. Needless to say, he had no interest in joining them, and we have no interest in selling Bekanic at this point in time either. Pajic now takes on his man again. Fillet and Pranjic are in the middle, and Fillet couldn't get his shot on target. And you might say he should have done so. Defending to do now. Oh, Rovers, is that a penalty? No, we got away with it, have we? It looked like a dangling foot, didn't it? And here come Hajduk again. And, oh, Pranjic, very close, but Bekanic does pick it up. Really good pressure on the ball there, wasn't it? And we forced the mistake. And here we go now with Rovers getting forward. Gets away with a bit of a loose pass there. Nunez to Dashka. Tolic gets it wide. Look at the space Pranjic has. Can Pranjic pick up cars? It's a good cross in towards Pranjic. It's headed away. It's back in. Fillet is there, and Fillet has scored again in the 14th. No, it's his 14th of the season. In the 25th minute, it is 2-0. And this Jarun side are just a little bit special, aren't we? It just works, and like I say, we've been very fortunate, in particularly Dinamo Zagreb, but Hajduk as well have had not a great season. Rijeka has been well below where they've been in previous seasons as well, and we are just being able to take advantage of it. But I don't want to sell us too short. We're having I think we are. I think, was it on the Discord? I think we were having this conversation about, like, you know, where do we stand in the Pranjic. Well, that's not very good, is it, Jakob? Yeah, like where we sort of stand in the pecking order, and I think that you could make an argument that our first 11, our starting 11, is probably the third best in the league. Maybe second best, if depending on Hajduk, but I do still think man for man they still have us, and Dinamo Zagreb definitely do. But I think if you take the squad into account, we do not have the squad depth a lot of the teams in the league, and I know this because when I'm looking at players to sign or to loan in, as Todorovic does well, I think he got a fist to that. And here we go now on the break. We've got 3 players forward. Philip's got Pranjic and Nunez and Tolik with him through the middle as well, and it's kind of all broken down. Dashka though with a bit of space. Tolik back to Dashka. Can we get our 2-goal lead back before half time? Yeah, I think if you... Oh, that was a bit of a loose one, and now we're on the break again. Oh, and there's a terrible pass as Page. Oh, nice little back flick there. Yeah, I think if you take into account... Oh, Nunez. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, mate. You did the right thing. It's a very, very good goal, but he's got to slip Pranjic in there. It's a good thing he scored, because I would have been absolutely spitting chips. Look at this. You've got to play him in. Just let him run. And he shot from downtown Hajduk and or Split. Split's the town, I think, isn't it? Anyway, he's managed to get it in there, and we do have our 2-goal lead back. But there would have been words at half time had that not gone in. All right, let's say don't get complacent here, because we're in a very, very good position here, and we don't want to. Well, we've already seen him get one back, haven't we? Although it was a penalty from a bit of a perhaps brain explosion. But yeah, I just think that this starting 11, it is getting stronger. You know, you look at, we've picked up, this season, Nunez and Tolik have come in. Is there anybody else there? Obviously, we got Philip in permanently, and Roberts in permanently as well, as that looked like it maybe should have been a little bit better dealt with, that free header there. So, on a very limited budget, we've been able to strengthen, and the Agul money has obviously gone some way towards helping that, and we did end up managing to get the percentage of revenue from transfers increased. Doesn't help us, obviously, with the money we got for Agul, but will for future transfers. And Nunez has managed to use his body well there to get that, and can he now... You might as well shoot from there, mate. Oh, you're going to pass this time. Fill it. Just a bit of a heavy touch. Dashka with a bit of space. Nunez! Oh, I tell you what. We might have been building a statue if we'd got that in as well. And time is ticking away here. We are now in the 73rd minute. And I'm really impressed with the pressure we're putting on them. The question, I guess, or the risk is something like this where we get caught out in behind. And that is a fairly decent goal, it'd have to be said. As Livaraja, who I think was second in the Golden Boot standings. We might go off of attacking here in a minute as well. But, oh, it's Bekanic has almost managed to get a block on that and turn it behind. Just denied. Let's just go back to positive. And, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, that we've managed to strengthen on a shoestring budget. If we could manage, and I don't know, if we were to go into Europe, I guess at this point, it's kind of when we go into Europe, it's just sort of what competition we end up in. I don't really know how competitive we'll be, because I don't... Oh, it's away by Bekanic. Can we get them on the break, get this 2-goal lead back? Pranjic, back to Rovis. I don't know how... I should have checked, maybe we will check, how competitive the Croatian teams are in Europe. I suspect the fact that we are runaway leaders, maybe... that it's not that strong of a lead right now, as Pranjic is eventually fed in by... Oh, and he's taken it brilliantly. Chima Nunez, he should have done that sooner, but he did get a goal of the season contender by not. But very, very nicely done. That was acres of space. The Hajduk defense is absolutely parted there. Look at the space Pranjic has got. And that's the Kalinic Villa fans know and love, I would dare say, jumping out of the way of it. And that is now 4-2. We'll give them some praise. And that is a 17-point lead at the top of the table with 13 games to play. I think we can crack some champagne here, fellas, because I don't see us blowing this. I really, really don't. And, I mean, that's assuming as well. I mean, do we see Hajduk winning out? You'd say probably not. And we've essentially, with goal difference, got 18-point gap, because we'll have if it was level, we'd have the goal difference as Pranjic, gets it wide there, and the cross. It was really nice football until the cross. That would mean in 13 games that we'd have to lose 6 games that Hajduk won. and that is, we haven't lost 6 games all season. So you'd have to wonder where. Oh, I tell you what, we love conceding a goal. Absolutely love it. There's only 20 or so seconds to go in stoppage time. There might be a little bit more with the concession of the goal. But yeah, I mean, if we do go into Europe, the defense could pose a bit of a problem for us, couldn't it? But it doesn't matter. It's 4-3. It's a wonderful game of football. Look at the XG. We've absolutely dominated them. And one of those was a penalty as well. And that is, well, let's call it what it is. That's the title. It can only come back and haunt me saying this, but we're not blowing that lead, are we? We are just so far ahead of everybody else. I can't. Imagine if we did lose it from here, I'd be mocked relentlessly. And might I add, rightfully so as well. So we beat Hajduk Split in thrilling encounter. It was one of those that always felt like we had them under control, but they just did enough to stay in it where you do start to worry at some point that that maybe they will end up coming back at us and get the result. But yeah, we concede a few, we score more, and we've won 6 in a row. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Guys, I'll play through the transfer deadline, which is just a matter of hours away in game, and then we'll come back for Lokomotiva, and well, let's see if we can get 2 wins in the episode. Alright, welcome back. Now we have our semi-final draw finally for the cup, and it is Varazden. Now, I'm not sure if is it away or is it a neutral venue. I'm not 100% sure of that. Either way, that is a very friendly draw for us. I would suggest they are a struggling side in our league. And if we have a look here, I have completed a coaching course. Now, of course, we started off with no badges, whatever the lowest badge is. So we're getting there, and hopefully we'll be able to go and do a Continental A license now, as it's C license, whatever the next one up is, and yeah, just continue to build up our manager, and that's going to help us with coaching and all that kind of stuff as well. So that is indeed good news. Now, let's go and have a look at what we're doing here. It is Lokomotiva, and we're expecting a 4-4-2, because it worked so well, of course, for Hajduk. And this is the team we're sending out, looking at Rakic with a heavy match load, and Kazina is fit again, so let's go with him. So it is Todorovic in goal. Didn't play well against, maybe, do we go with Zivkovic? I wonder. We've really struggled to find a goalkeeper that works for us, haven't we? He's still, in theory, the best guy, so we'll keep him in there. Bekanic, Kazina, and Zabic will be the back 3. Pejic, Rovis down the wings. Dashka, Nunez, and Tolic, no need to change them. Fillet and Gulji comes back in. He's got a good match up there with Fillet. Very, very tough on Pranjic to put him moved down to the bench. Does have a heavy match load, though, so it might be doing him a little bit of a favour there in any case. So that's what we've got. Let's see if we can take another step towards this title. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, Lokomotiva are actually there in the other semi-final of the Cup. They are facing Gorica in that one. So this could be a potential preview of the final. So we'll see how we go. Again, we'll just take all the pressure off of us. It's a Zagreb derby as well. They're an affiliate team of ours, apparently, though I'm not quite sure how or why. So, yeah, let's try and put them to the sword as well. Yeah, so I just think this season is just very, very surprising. Well, they're in good form too, aren't they? You know, at the start of the year, I know that a lot of you in the comments were predicting, you know, Europe could be on the cards, and we did finish last season so well. I think I would have been disappointed this season if we didn't end up in Europe. Of course, we had lost at the start of the year. We'd lost Fillet. There was a few other people that I think the players that we've brought in for this season have definitely taken us to the next level. But I don't think any of us really expected this, did we? There's a cross in. It is a header, and Todorovic sees it past the post. We definitely need to improve goalkeeper, though. I don't think we've ever found ourselves one that has particularly worked. Priscilla was okay, actually. And he was out on loan again this season, but I can't remember why I couldn't get him back. There was a reason, though, why we weren't able to do it. Gulji nicks it off the defender there. Can he now pick a pass into the middle? He goes and finds Bekanic. Nunez. Back we go to Kazina, wide for Zabic. Zabic is someone I'd like to keep permanently, and if we do happen to win the league... Oh, there's got to be! It's Fillet to Tolic. It's a 10th of the season, and the train against Lokomotiva just keeps chugging on. So, really good play by Fillet. He's just, he might have been very close to offside, probably behind the ball. But the little layoff there to Tolic was perfect. And we've got another goal. I'm not sure if we're going to break any sort of records for points in the season or anything. But yeah, we've certainly been good. Oh, I did check how the teams have been going in Europe. There were 2 Croatian teams that made the league phase. Unsurprisingly, perhaps, that's Dinamo in the Champions League and Hajduk in the conference, the third one. Dinamo really struggled in the league phase. They were 33rd from bottom, whatever that is, 34th. Or is it 31st? I forget how many teams are in it now, but they were 3rd from bottom with 3 points. Hajduk did get through just in the Europa Conference League. They were, I think, the 2nd bottom team to qualify, so that would put them, was it 8-16, so 24, so 23rd. So yeah, they weren't particularly great in the Conference League either, and there was only it that nobody else from our league got into the league phase. So it does suggest that across the face, we're maybe not in the strongest league right now, which maybe is partly goes towards how we've been able to dominate the league so much, but we still shouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, I'm not complaining necessarily. It's brilliant that what we've been able to do. Let's not get complacent here. I just am a little bit surprised, I think, is the thing. And I mean, even some of the transfers in that window that just closed, there were teams that were Hajduk signed a winger from somebody, either Aussie or I think it was Aussie for £500,000 just because. We don't even have £500,000 to spend as Gorgie's head up, can't keep it down. So there is a lot of money in the league, not relatively speaking, a lot of money in the league that we just don't have any of. So it would be as Gorgie works really hard there to win it back for us, and Dashka keeps possession nicely. Tolic wide there for Pajic. Can Pajic? He's going to put his foot through it. Is he? It takes a deflection, and the goalkeeper does well in the end. But yeah, the biggest problem we would have if and when we're in Europe is definitely defending, isn't it? We will need to find a way to be better at that. There's definitely there's upgrades to be had. It's not like we've got brilliant defenders and they're not doing a good job. We don't have brilliant defenders, but we're also not doing a great job as Nunes. Now that could be a very big blow. It shouldn't matter this season necessarily, certainly in the league, but I would very much like to have him available for a potential cup. And dare we dream of a double. We'll give them some praise here, and we are into stoppage time. I've been too slow to try and go and close the game down, so let's hope this is a second goal and not an equaliser. Kazina gets it forward there for Fillet, who's dropped deep. Let's see what he can do. Half loses out, but wins it back. Dashka for Perso. Rovis has got a bit of space. Rovis has a go. Rovis scores, and it is 2-0 in stoppage time, and that will be that. Another win, and there just is no stopping this Jarun side right now. Rovis took a touch, took a slight deflection, didn't it? And maybe that was enough to deceive the goalkeeper there at the near post. But at 2-0, it is very much job done. They seem to be a man down as well, don't they? Whether that's an injury or they didn't get a sending off that I missed, surely. So there we go. Yeah, they did get an injury. It's another wonderful win, 2-0 at home against Lokomotiva. But this Nunes injury, how bad is this? So 20 points is now the lead over Hajduk. Yes, they have a game in hand. But, we've got to start counting down to when we could potentially win this, because it could be with 6 games to go. So Lokomotiva suffer defeat as Tuki ends up in goal. Oh, so the goalkeeper must have got injured. The Nunes, it's 3 to 4 weeks, so that's not the end of the world, and he should be back for the Cup semi-final as well. What a signing he's looking to be as well, under £1,000 a week. Good thing I didn't really go and splash the cash on him early on when he was on trial with us. But anyway, Bekanic has got... so we've officially avoided relegation. There we go, if any of us were still worried about that. But guys, that will do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We'll come back. I think I kind of want to test this against Dinamo and I think Istra's probably a good spot to come back in the meantime. I'd like to get a few more games in if I could. Yeah, I kind of want to see Dinamo at home and see exactly how we stack up against them with the new manager, which means it's Istra really that we need to do. And then what we'll do is we'll come back for the semi-final and probably Hajduk before that, if we have a chance to win the league. A lot of this might be dependent on when we could potentially win a title as well, because we've got to look, 6 games to go right now is this game against Aussie. So if we keep winning and other teams keep losing, maybe Vukovar or Gorica at home could be a chance to wrap up the title, in which case we'll come back for that. So yeah, don't forget to nominate your Viewers Player of the Year, and I will see you, if not to win a title, then hopefully to beat Dinamo Zagreb again. Take care.